Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Psychological Counseling and Palmistry. For new viewers, I am an astrologer, palmist, and a psychologist. I provide holistic therapy combining all these sciences. I intend to spread awareness of these sciences through my YouTube channel. So, a warm welcome to all of you. In my previous video, we saw astrology's perspective on Bandhana Yoga. In today's video, I will explain how palmistry guides us to identify Bandhana Yoga and also how usage of Pariharas can prevent the native from facing serious consequences. Now let's analyze these natives' palms and see if palmistry also indicates Bandhana Yoga. Before I jump into the analysis, I would like to add a disclaimer. Palmistry indicates behavior patterns and characteristics of the person. Analysis procedure. We take into consideration the shape, texture, color, width and length of the palm as well as the fingers, mounds and lines on the palms. Just a reminder, all the lines on the palm change every 7 years. So all the factors I mentioned above are subject to change to good or worse with the native's mindset. For example, positive mindset would make the lines deeper and prominent, and a negative mindset would make the texture coarse and certain lines to fade or change its course. So, the accuracy of analysis is higher using astrology as the placement of grahas, their degrees and nakshatras are permanent in an individual's horoscope. And palmistry provides extra information as a support to understand skills, desires, hidden talents, behavior, and character of the native. This is just a high-level analysis as the image was procured through Google search. The color and shape of the palm indicates that the native is an aggressive person and someone who is impulsive. The palm also indicates that the native acts without thinking and his actions would hurt others. This palm indicates that this native is of a volatile nature. Speech is blunt and rude, certainly not an easy person to get along with because the native doesn't act based on logical thinking. The bossy and arrogance shown on this hand would override reason, especially when emotions are aroused. This is the hand of a person who is difficult to reason with. These are a few indications that the person is rebellious. His actions result in generating enemies, and his nature is to oppose rules, regulations, and the law. The native is of a free-spirited and free-minded nature. Now let's analyze the second person's hand. This type of palm in palmistry is called as a higher elementary hand. Such persons' hands are stiff and feel hard when we touch. The palm feels heavy and thick. The palm tends to be very broad and fingers are wide. Such palms have only basic lines appearing to be strong and deep. What does all this mean? Such people are gentle behind the tough exterior. They are image conscious and usually materialistic by nature. These people are steady and reliable, but when threatened, they get extremely violent. When violent, their reasoning and thinking capabilities shut down. When things happen against their wishes or feel cornered, they get extremely agitated. Such people are rebellious, they lack adjusting capabilities, so they aren't a fan of changes in their environment. Expressing emotions is difficult, so often outbursts of temper are witnessed. The native's thumb is short, thick, and slightly stiff, meaning not quite flexible. The size of a thumb indicates ability to express energy, ego, and power in the world. The top flange, which indicates willingness, is comparatively smaller than the lower phalange. This means the person has anger management issues and is psychologically disturbed. The native's little finger is slightly bent or curved and is positioned away from the ring finger. Mercury or Buddha Graha is associated to little finger. Buddha Graha is the Karaka of communication. A sharp bend towards ring finger indicates a manipulative and dishonest behavior. Please note, this bend isn't the result of any accident or arthritis. If the placement of little finger is away from the ring finger, then the communication is not controlled and balanced. Hence, the person is not very honest, interferes in others' lives, and lacks listening capabilities. The native's index finger is slightly longer than the ring finger. Jupiter or Guru Graha is associated to index finger. Jupiter finger being slightly longer than the ring finger, such individuals tend to be prideful, self-admiring, egoistic, and are dominating and controlling by nature. Index finger bending towards middle or Saturn finger indicates insecurity, jealousy, and possessiveness. When this mount is large, the flesh, when felt, is hard and it appears to be reddish. This indicates that the native is hot-headed. These few combinations indicate that the native is aggressive, not law-abiding, acts before they think about consequences, risk their future and reputation. Now, this is how palmistry guides us to identify behavior. Till now, we saw how a person under the influence of Graha placement experiences Bandhana Yoga by getting arrested and sent to prison. But another school of thought in astrology says imprisonment can also be taken into consideration as being a prisoner of their own mind or being confined to the bed or wheelchair. What an interesting perspective. We would have come across certain people who have met with fatal accidents and are confined to a wheelchair or are so badly injured that they are paralyzed and can't get up from their bed. Or those individuals who are affected with trauma tend to lock themselves up in their room. All these are categorized as Bandhana Yoga. How do we analyze this through the horoscope? Just like the rule number 3, if the lord of the first house is associated or connected with the lord of the 6th house from the position of Chandra in their horoscope in auspicious houses along with malefic grahas. Meaning, position of Chandra in the native's house will be considered as the first house for calculation purpose. So, the 9th house will become the 6th house from Chandra. Mangala, being the lord of that house, is positioned in first house along with Lagna Lord Guru, forming a connection. Plus, malefic grahas Ketu, Shani, and Buddha are positioned in auspicious houses. This can also be called as mental imprisonment, meaning natives choose to isolate themselves from society and remain within four walls. Now we understand the rules, but how do we know when does this Bandhana Yoga actually show its true effect on the native? First, we check the Gochara or transitory position of certain grahas like Shani, Guru, and Rahu. Why so? Shani, Guru, and Rahu, when transiting, stay in a particular house for a long period. Like Shani transits in a particular house for 2.5 years, Guru transits for a year, and Rahu transits for 1.5 years. This brings about significant changes in our lives. Their effects could be good as well as bad. So, during this period, when they give bad or negative results, is when Bandhana Yoga effects get activated. In the sense, during Ashtama Shani or Janma Shani or Janma Guru or Kantaka Shani period, we tend to take wrong decisions, increase our enmity by not being aware of how we act or talk in certain situations. Second, we also check Vimshottari Dasha and Bhukti of the native. For example, if the native is under the influence of Ketu Mahadasha or any Mahadasha with Ketu Bhukti, or during bad period in any Mahadasha, the native is prone to make mistakes and make life-changing decisions. As a holistic consultant, how can I help such clients? With the help of astrological pariharas and psychological pariharas. Under astrological pariharas, I will guide the client to wear specific gemstones and practice appropriate mudras which will help them in making right decisions, reduce muddled thoughts, and manage their anger outbursts. I will suggest appropriate mantras. When chanted, it will reduce negative effects of malefic grahas and increase the good effects of benefic grahas. With the help of psychological pariharas, the native will be empowered with anger management techniques, decision-making skills, and converting negative thoughts or behaviors to positive ones. In today's video, we saw how we can use these divine sciences to warn us to get our acts and intentions in place, or else we would end up in serious life-changing situations. We can't always blame the fate or say that it's already written in my horoscope, so definitely this will happen and I can do nothing about it. Sorry, that isn't true. The horoscope always reveals that the native has a tendency to find loopholes in the law and take advantage of it. The astrologer will warn you if you have the tendency to find shortcut methods to achieve goals. Also, the astrologer will advise you when to lay low, when to be careful, what decisions are good or bad based on the current Gochara or Vimshottari Dasha and Graha placements in your horoscope. Using the right pariharas like which mantra to be chanted or which gemstone to wear, plus religiously practicing the therapeutic techniques with the right set of mudras on daily basis will reduce the aggressive behavior and increase logical thinking in the native. That's why prevention is always better than cure. And astrology is a preventive medicine. Please use it. If you like this episode, please share and subscribe to my channel Psychological Counseling and Palmistry with Akhila Murthy.